Hello everyone, and welcome to the 57th episode in our AI and You podcast series. Today is Thursday, April 29th, 2021, and I'm your host, Vicar Saidi. I'm a computer scientist and engineer, a lecturer and a consultant. I'm also the author of several books. My most recent book is about artificial intelligence and is titled The Genome Affair. The Genome Affair is a speculative work. It examines what the world might be like if some of the more extraordinary capabilities forecast to be realized in AI over the next 20 to 30 years were actually realized today. Given the growing list of frightening existential threats humankind now faces, the book pays particular attention to the impact AI is expected to have on world affairs. The book is available in ebook format for those who prefer to read on a digital device, but it's also available in a high-quality paperback edition. The Genome Affair is available on Amazon, so I hope you'll take the time to read it and to leave a review. Amazon book reviews are very helpful for writers. I'm very interested in how science and technology influence world affairs and the big questions facing humankind, studying at the confluence of the great disciplines of human history, political science and thought, international affairs, science and technology, offers a deep understanding and pedagogically important lessons of how advances in human endeavor have influenced and impacted civilization. I'm available to give talks on artificial intelligence and its related technologies, and on the impact AI is expected to have, or is already having, on our world. If you'd like to get in touch with me to arrange a web-based event or consulting meeting with your company or organization, you can find my contact info in the podcast notes below. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with others if you find the content valuable. Thank you. And now, on to today's podcast. In our last podcast, episode 56, I spoke about newly introduced AI regulation in Europe that will now begin EU Parliamentary consideration before being enacted into law. In today's podcast, episode 57, I'll talk about AI-enabled emotion recognition systems that are now embedded in monitoring systems and deployed widely across society. Let's get started. Given the alarming proliferation of facial and emotion recognition artificial intelligence agents across the world, the scientific community has issued a blunt warning that AI is actually misreading human emotion. The scientists are stating quite emphatically that there simply isn't any convincing, credible evidence that our facial expressions or microexpressions reveal our true feelings. But this hasn't stopped the largest technology companies from charging ahead with the development of these systems and selling them widely for various applications. The emotion recognition technology underlying these systems is based upon a highly controversial hypothesis, a belief that all humans exhibit a small number of universal emotions, known as affects, that are innate to our species and are uniform across society and the world. For more than half a century, this claim has remained contentious amongst scholars of anthropology, psychology, and technology. But despite the widely disputed scientific underpinnings, AI-enabled emotion recognition has emerged as a rapidly growing market and is expected to generate nearly $56 billion in sales by 2024. Today, AI-enabled emotion recognition technology can be found embedded within educational institutions, employment screening processes, law enforcement systems, that predict potential for violence, as well as in national security systems deployed at major transportation hubs. But the underlying principle upon which this technology is based, the claim that an individual's emotional state can be gauged simply by analyzing their facial expressions, remains unsubstantiated. In fact, a recent comprehensive scholarly review of the available scientific literature on the subject concluded that there is no reliable evidence that these systems can accurately predict a person's emotional state. As previously mentioned, Big Tech continues to develop these AI-enabled systems, and their customers continue to deploy them. Emotion recognition systems are now recognized by many government authorities as an essential tool in state security and is very lucrative by their designers. These big tech firms have accumulated staggering volumes of images of people's faces and expressions by scraping social media sites, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and so many others, and as is the case with facial recognition technology, emotion recognition capabilities have also been integrated into these platforms. As mentioned above, AI-enabled emotion recognition systems are now in use in various industrial contexts, as well as in state security functions. For example, the company HireVue has many blue-chip corporations as clients for its AI agent, an emotion recognition system that claims to assess a candidate's suitability for a job. In 2014, HireVue unveiled its AI system that purportedly collected facial microexpressions, tone of voice, and other key attributes from videos of candidates during job interviews, which it then used to compare against the attributes of a particular company's best-performing staff. HireVue and its technology have faced a great deal of criticism from many quarters, including from academics and civil rights activists. So earlier this year, they agreed to discontinue the use of their emotion recognition technology. However, the company has retained their vocal tone analysis capability as a candidate assessment tool. 5 years ago, Apple acquired their own emotion recognition firm, a startup called Emotioned, that also claims to have developed an AI-enabled system that is capable of detecting emotions from images of faces. But the largest designer of these emotion recognition systems may be Effectiva, a company based in Boston that emerged from academic research performed at the nearby Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Effectiva has now implemented several AI-enabled emotion recognition applications using deep learning neural networks. Effectiva now claims its systems can accurately identify distracted or at-risk drivers on roads and highways, and can also measure people's emotional response to various advertisements. Effectiva is also believed to have assembled the world's largest database of human facial expressions, a system that now contains more than 10 million entries from nearly 90 countries. Big tech firms including Amazon, IBM, and Microsoft are also active in designing AI-enabled emotion recognition systems. Microsoft's Face application claims to be able to identify key emotions, including anger, contempt, disgust, fear, happiness, sadness, and surprise. Amazon's offering, Recognition with a K, also claims that it can identify each of these 7 key emotions. Each of these AI-enabled emotion recognition systems is based upon several common principles. First, that there are a small number of distinct and universal emotional categories. Second, that people unwittingly reveal these emotions on their faces. And third, that these emotions can be accurately detected by AI. Within the firms involved in emotion detection, these principles are widely accepted as fact, and no one questions them. But this uniform approach to emotion detection remains deeply problematic because human emotions are complicated. They continue to evolve and change in response to culture, history, and evolutionary biology. But today, applicants at companies appearing for job interviews are being judged because their facial expressions or vocal tones don't match those of current top-performing employees. Students are taken aside in schools because their faces appear to be angry, and shop customers are being questioned because their facial microexpressions indicate they may be up to no good. These are the people who will bear the burden of emotion detection systems based upon questionable science and technology. In summary, regulatory agencies around the world will need to step up to protect the society quickly before these emotion detection systems result in further harm to society. Thank you for spending some time with me. I'm trying to follow the TED Talk format, and so I'm keeping these podcasts under 20 minutes. Let me know what you think. I hope you'll find these insights into artificial intelligence helpful, and I hope you'll read my new book, The Genome Affair. It's on Amazon.